What's up and welcome to the Raw Feed. I'm Gary Franchi, and right now we're witnessing something that the mainstream media promised you would never see again. Donald Trump in the White House, and this time he's not playing by their rules. In the last 24 hours, and pay attention because this is important, we've seen the most aggressive series of executive actions in modern American history. But before we dive into what's actually happening, I want you to do something. Take out your phone right now and text this stream to 5 people that you trust. Why? Because big tech doesn't want this information getting out. They're already throttling our reach, but they can't stop person-to-person sharing. We're streaming live right now on YouTube to millions worldwide. And yes, we're also on Rumble and X because we believe in platform diversity. If you haven't followed us there yet, you need to do so and do it now. This is not just another news show. This is a movement, and you are part of it. So tonight we're doing something special. Between each segment, we will feature your voice. That's right, your super chats, your Rumble rants will be displayed right here on the screen for the world to see. That's right. Well, the mainstream media silences you. We're going to amplify your voice. And speaking of support, if you believe in what we're doing, hit the donation link in the description. We're fighting against billion-dollar media corporations, and we need your help to keep this truth train rolling. So here's what's coming up. Trump's executive action blitzkrieg. It's got Washington insiders crying into their pillows. Yes, they are running for their safe spaces. The mass release of January 6th patriots is sending shockwaves through the Justice Department. The leftist meltdown that's reaching levels of hysteria we didn't think possible. ICE raids that are already beginning in major cities. And Trump slamming the door on the World Health Organization globalist agenda. Here's something exclusive for our viewers. We have launched channel membership. That's right. Each level comes with special perks, from custom badges in the chat to behind-the-scenes access to yours truly and the Next News Network team. Plus, if you head over to shop.nextnewsnetwork.com, you can grab our limited edition MAG Avengers gear and show the world where you stand. Remember, your super chats, they get priority between segments, and we're reading them all. And the best ones will be featured on the screen. Actually, all of them. So this is Day 2 of Trump's return to power, and believe me, you haven't seen anything yet. So let's begin by welcoming you to the show. Sabrina Poe, Linda is here. Sap75 is here. We got Shelly Penn. We've got Jackie Shetter, SK567. We've got Heather. What's up, Heather? Good to see you here. We got Michelle and Anthony and Rick Smith in the house. We got Jana Barker here. We've got Archangel, Kuda Louver. We've got Viv B. What's up? Viv B. Afternoon Delight. What's up? We've got Robin in the house. We've got Duty to Rebel. We've got Drones under Second Amendment here. We got Nunya in the house as well. Jeremy Olson. What's up? What's up? Sure You is in the house as well. I think he's got a day off. Sabrina, SK567, MJ, Mikey, DRM, what's up? What's up? Who else is here? Ace, 111115. We got Michael in the house. Who else is here? We got Craig. What's up, Craig? We got Jim L and Gen X and Selena and Rusty and Linda and Jamma. We got everybody here. Patricia is here from Southeast Missouri. Remember, folks, sound off in the chat. Where are you watching from? How are you watching? Your city, your state, your country. Yes, we have people to watch all over the world. And remember, tell us how you're watching. Is it your smartphone? Is it your tablet? Is it your smart TV? Is it your PC? Is it your Apple device? Whatever it is, let the world know that you are watching the Next News Network. You're watching the Raw Feed, and you're part of the family. That's how we know. Who else? Rod is here. We got Viv. We've got Smoochy. We've got Tony Capone. David is here in Texas. Who else is in the house? I Love Jesus Christ too from the UK. What's up, UK? We got Arthur and Steve J and DRM. Guys, we are living in the most beautiful time right now. I still think I'm in a dream. I'm dream walking still. Whew. And it's only Day 2. Can you believe this? All the hard work you have put in sharing the message of truth and Trump to the world has paid off, finally. Sharing our videos, telling the people about the Next News Network, helping us pierce the veil of deception. You guys are the frontline soldiers in this army, the MAGA army. God bless every one of you. Wow, we got a lot of news to cover tonight, and I have a special guest I've got to entertain a little bit later. He's not going to be in the show, but he's an old-time friend back in the day from the Revolution PAC. If you don't know what that is, well, that's when I ran a super PAC supporting Congressman Ron Paul back in 2012. So it is a meeting that's a long time coming, and can't wait to have it. We're going to go out for dinner after the show. But we got to get into our first topic of the night. Yes, the executive order tsunami is happening, my friends. Now, what you're about to see isn't just a president signing executive orders. It's a complete dismantling of the administrative state as we know it. In the last 24 hours, Donald Trump has signed more consequential executive actions than most presidents do in a year. But here's what's really interesting, and the media won't tell you this part. He's not just undoing Biden's policies. He's going after the deep state infrastructure itself, revoking security clearances from 51 former intelligence officials. It's not normal. The Coast Guard commandant fired over DEI, unprecedented. And folks, this is only the beginning. And you know what the deep state fears more than Trump's executive orders? Gold. That's right. While they have been printing money into oblivion, something interesting has been happening. The smart money, the real power players, they've been quietly stockpiling precious metals. Why? Because they know what's coming. When Trump starts dismantling their financial control systems, gold will be the ultimate hedge against their chaos. Call my friends at Global Gold Investments. The number's on the screen, 888-700-4148, and get your free 2025 Protect Your Wealth and Retirement Guide. Make sure you mention Next News for a complimentary portfolio analysis. Don't wait. Call that number on the screen, 888-700-4148, or just visit the link in the description, IRAGoldproof.com. Okay, we got a lot of news to kick into here. Yes, we are now in the golden age of America, my friends. I am so excited, but don't let your guard down. I just got a message from Tom. You know Tom. Yes, that Tom. And he's like, Gary, I got some breaking news for you. And here it is. This was unexpected, but we're now learning. Wall Street Apes has just posted that planned attacks are coming. And they state here that this person you see on the screen here was out with James O'Keefe and the O'Keefe Media Group in the California desert, and they found an unlocked Syrian phone. Listen to what he says.
Calling teacher. I was out with OMG, with James O'Keefe in the California desert, and April was out there too. And she's really good at finding stuff on the ground. She finds money, all this other stuff. She found an unlocked phone from a Syrian man when we happened to have a guy from Iraq on the crew with us who spoke Arabic. And we're going through this phone. There's Telegram, voice messages. There's all this stuff. Calls are coming. We charged the phone because it was dead. Calls are coming in. They're still going, hey, are you here? Have you gotten to San Diego yet? And I ran this by one of my good buddies who's high-speed military guy, and he goes, dude, that's a cell. So basically there was this guy that kept calling teacher who was in Turkey, and these were Syrian men going, teacher, where do we go now? We're trying to get close to San Diego. And they go, okay, this guy's going to take you here. This guy knows Spanish and Arabic, so you're going to meet up with this guy. Try to get to San Diego as fast as you can. There was no calls on there going, hey, Mom, I made it. I've seen plenty of illegal aliens, Cubans and stuff come across, and they do what Auden B. Cabello calls the selfie effect, which is, hey, look, I just crossed the river. Hey, Mom. Hi, Dad, which brings more people. There was none of that. This was strictly business. I was out with
strictly business. So, folks, planned attacks are coming, according to this leak from the O'Keefe Media Group. So keep your guard up, especially in San Diego. Now, moving on to this momentous day in American history, Marco Rubio has been sworn in as the 72nd Secretary of State. We're watching you, Marco. We know. We ain't going to play no neocon games with you. All right? So, we're going to watch you. But Donald Trump, I picked you. I know, talk softly and carry a big stick. Maybe you're the big stick, but Donald Trump doesn't talk softly. Here it is.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Marco Rubio.
I, Marco Rubio.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend.
That I will support and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies.
Against all enemies.
Foreign and domestic.
Foreign and domestic.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
the duties of the office of which I'm about to enter.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Secretary.
Wow. Okay. We're going to see a lot of that. A lot of swearing in at Donald Trump's new team that he is assembling of MAGA Avengers. Here we have Senate Majority Whip. President Trump is off to a very strong and very fast start. Oh, yes, he is.
Begins first, President Trump is off to a very strong and a very fast start. I thought that the speech yesterday was so uplifting, outstanding, optimistic. It's what we want to hear as Americans, that the golden age of our country, of America, begins right now. That's what people wanted to hear. That's what people, Dana, in our home state of Wyoming, were looking for, and I've been hearing from them throughout the day. The executive orders were critical on the energy, on the environment, on the economy, on the border. All of those things are so critical for our country, for the safety and the prosperity of America. And first, President Trump is off to a...
Oh, yes, we are off to a rocking start. 200. This is from Representative Andy Ogle's 200 America First executive actions in one night. Holy cow, baby.
Congressman, good morning. Your reaction in particular to the wide swath of action we saw on the border.
Well, I had dinner with the president just a few days ago, and he was talking about 100 and 120 executive orders. And man, did he promise and deliver, hitting 200. But that being said, we all know that this country's been invaded over the last 4 years under the failed policies of Joe Biden. And that was kind of the referendum, that was the election, that we fix and secure the border. And that's what Donald Trump has done and will do as we get back to a normal immigration policy, fighting crime, and getting, quite frankly, we're going to have a large deportation process as we go forward. People are here illegally. If you want to come here, you got to follow our laws.
Hey, just follow the laws. It's that simple. Just follow the laws. Oh, this is only the beginning, my friends. Here is Marco Rubio. Again, this is just 2 hours ago, and he was making his remarks.
Interacted with many. I am new to this department. Today is my first day on the job, literally, but I am not a stranger to it. I've interacted with many of you, both in my travels abroad and in our daily functions. My job now is different, and our job in some ways will be different. In our republic, the voters decide the course of our nation, both domestically and abroad, and they have elected Donald J. Trump as our president when it comes to foreign policy on a very clear mission. And that mission is to ensure that our foreign policy is centered on one thing, and that is the advancement of our national interest, which they have clearly defined through his campaign as anything that makes us stronger or safer or more prosperous. And that will be our mission. That will be our job across the world, is to ensure that we have a foreign policy that advances the national interest of the United States. I expect every nation on earth to advance their national interests. And in those instances, and I hope there will be many, in which our national interest and theirs align, we look forward to working with them. This is in many ways, and again it was referenced by President Trump yesterday in his speech, that he designs, that his overriding goal for global policy is the promotion of peace, the avoidance of conflict. And no agency will be more critical in that regard than this one. In fact, it's its founding principle and purpose. And that's what we endeavor to do, to promote peace around the world, because that's in our national interest. Without peace, it is hard to be a strong nation, a prosperous nation, and one that is better off. I am new to this.
Okay. I like his opening statements to the State Department. I can jive with that, but we got our eye on you, Marco. And then we got this, Kathleen Winchell, first time in 4 years, we're actually in the room, in our living room. He is the best president ever. Look at this photograph that was taken. Look at all those executive orders. Look at all those cameras. Baby, we are back. We are back, baby. President Trump. Oh, and then you guys see this? The setup that happened today? Oh, yes. They couldn't wait to just bring the digs right to President Trump. This happened. President Trump, this is 2 hours ago, he had the National Prayer Service. President Trump got chastised by a woke bishop. at the National Prayer Service. It was a total setup. Nick Sortor says it even seems Trump rolled his eyes after the bishop started lecturing him on transgender children and illegals. Watch this.
Let me make one final plea, Mr. President. Millions have put their trust in you. And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God. In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now.
Oh, come on.
There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families.
Wow.
Some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops.
Oh, wow.
And clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals. They may not be citizens or have the proper documentation, but the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara, and temples.
Wow.
I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose
hang on, we got to pause this. She's lecturing the president from the pulpit. The bishopess. Really? Maybe she needs to revisit scripture to understand her role. Perhaps. What do you think? I think so. Wow.
that their parents will be taken away, and that you help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own lands to find compassion and welcome here. Our God teaches us that we are to be merciful to the stranger, for we were all once strangers in this land. May God grant us the strength and courage to honor the dignity of every human being, to speak the truth to one another in love, and walk humbly with each other and our God for the good of all people in this nation and the world.
You know, I can only say that her life review is going to be a bitch when this moment is brought back up. Get behind me, Satan, please. Get behind me, Satan. Wow. Unbelievable. Yeah, getting lectured right there at the National Prayer Service. What kind of a church is this? Not any church that I would ever attend. But of course, it's in Washington, D.C., so what do you expect? We got the new press secretary. She's already hitting the news cycle, and she has this to say.
Announcement. I can confirm that the American people won't be hearing from me today. They'll be hearing from the leader of the free world once again. President Trump will be speaking to the press later this afternoon at the White House, and we will have a big infrastructure announcement. This man is already doing more in less than 24 hours than his predecessor did in 4 years. Yesterday was a historic day for President Trump. He signed 42 executive orders, memorandums, and proclamations. He took more than 200 executive actions, on top of giving 3 speeches throughout the day and then attend.
Wait. I just got to say something. I mean, she's a lot easier on the eyes than Karine Jean-Pierre, wouldn't you say? Yeah, I think so.
3 balls late into the early hours of the morning this morning, and he's already off to work again. And so the American people have a leader who is delivering on the promises he made to them. President Trump sending shock and awe yesterday with his actions to secure the southern border, to unleash the might of our energy industry, and to bring jobs back here at home. So the American people have a strong leader in President Trump. There's no doubt about that.
Shock and awe, baby. Shock and awe. KJP, yeah, where are you going to go now? What's your next job? Here's more on that. This was breaking 911 at the National Prayer Service. held at the Washington National Cathedral woke Bishop Marianne Booty used her sermon to slam President Trump's policies. I'm not going to play the whole thing again, but let's just take a look from this angle.
Let me make one final plea, Mr. President.
Nah.
Millions have put their trust in you. And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God.
Okay, yeah, we're not going to replay that, but you remember those pardons? You know, yesterday we kind of glanced over the fact that Adam Schiff was part of the J6 committee, and yesterday trying to track the news was absolutely insane. Adam Schiff, part of the J6 committee, received a pardon. Not only that, we also covered the fact that Anthony Fauci, Dr. Death, received a pardon as well. Now, everyone was asking the question about why. Why, you see on the screen, 2014. Why was that date selected for Anthony Fauci's pardon? Well, thankfully, we have Tucker Carlson to help us to understand why.
That people don't in this country understand is that the Ukrainian military is selling about half of the arms they get from the United States into international black markets, and they're winding up in some cases with the drug cartels in Latin America. That's a fact. Okay, it's a fact, and you can buy them. And I spoke to someone who did buy some, actually, so I know this is a fact, and they're bragging about it. So they're selling conventional weapons, including weapon systems that are very dangerous and very destabilizing that would make commercial air travel impossible, for example. And so what are they doing with the pathogens in those biolabs? And does the Biden administration have a manifest? Do they know exactly what's in those labs? And will they turn it over to the Trump administration so we can keep track of these things? And the answer is no, actually. The answer is no, I know this.
Wow.
So that's like the scariest thing that's ever happened. I think the Ukraine war has the potential to destabilize the world more than anything that's happened in my lifetime. What the hell? So that's why I'm saying this right now, because I hope this is widely disseminated, because I think it's like the scariest thing I've heard in a long, long time.
The scariest thing. That's why that whole war is coming to an end. Thank God for that. As we recently reported, Vladimir Putin has already stated that he is going to initiate talks with Trump. They already have it scheduled and booked. But okay, taking a look deeper, if you're wondering why Joe Biden chose the year 2014 for the Anthony Fauci pardon, it's because that's when Barack Obama and Fauci took over the Ukraine biolabs. Remember the ones they said didn't exist? 2014 was the year CIA took over the Ukraine government. Under U.S. supervision, Ukraine fell into civil war in February 2014 under Obama. It's all connected. Tucker Carlson, right, you saw, talking about Ukraine biolabs. What are they doing with the pathogens in the biolabs? So it's the scariest thing that's ever happened. The potential to destabilize the world more than anything that's happened in my lifetime. Democrats have been involved with Ukraine biolabs since the CIA overthrew the Ukraine government. It's the whole reason Ukraine was chosen for the war. It's why Anthony Fauci was pardoned back until 2014. The dates line up. Oh, yeah. But if you also remember, when Barack Obama said that we're not going to have any more gain-of-function research in the United States, what do? They outsource it to Wuhan. Okay? That's also the exact same time when Fauci went around Barack Obama and outsourced that work. So it all lines up, my friends. Oh, yeah. Here's more on the... Okay, so check this out. Okay, you guys maybe heard this. Okay, not only have the security clearances of the 51 Hunter Biden laptop hoaxers been revoked, but additional investigations into their activities are also underway. Hans Monkey? Hans, we'll just call him Hans. Hans found this little gem on the White House website. Any additional inappropriate activity that occurred within the intelligence community by anyone contracted by the intelligence community or by anyone who held a security clearance related to their letter signed by the 51 former intelligence officials. Investigations are about to happen. So not only are they getting their security clearance revoked, which they need their security clearance so they can go through that revolving door in Washington, D.C., so they can go on CNN and MSNBC and act like they're security professionals weighing in on the latest information that's happening in the world. They need that. They need that money. We're finding out. I got more on that in a second. But hear this. This is also absolutely amazing. Michael Schellenberger, you know him. He writes, "Victory, the dark age of government censorship of online speech is coming to an end with the executive order just signed by Donald Trump. Yes, restoring freedom of speech and ending federal censorship." Oh, yes, big tech is on notice. No longer will we be subject to things like the Twitter files or the YouTube files, finding out that the White House is picking up the phone and screaming at people on Twitter and YouTube in their offices saying, "You better take down that mean tweet. You better take down that meme because it's disinformation." Those days are over. The FBI should not be out there, policing the Twitter terms of service or the YouTube terms of service. All right? Maybe they should go find the next, murderer across the border, whatever it is. Not policing online content, the speech of American people. Those days are over. Christopher Rufo, I love this guy. He said they impeached him, deplatformed him, arrested him, convicted him, targeted his company, raided his home. He survived 2 assassination attempts and easily dispatched Kamala Harris. Now he's renaming the Gulf, abolishing DEI, and preparing the SEALs to drop into Mexico. The cartels have no idea what's coming. Oh, yes. And here are the 51 intelligence agents who lied about Hunter Biden's laptop. Every single one of them. Oh, yes. Oh, Brennan. Oh, thank God that guy. That guy's the worst of the worst. Brennan. Who else? We got Clapper. We've got, all these people. I'm going to retweet. I think it's already on our X profile. You can go and see it for yourself in detail. But those 51 people that signed off on that lie, that impeded in our election in 2020, that helped give Joe Biden fodder for that debate. Remember when Joe Biden's like, "Yeah, there were 51 intelligence officials that said the laptop was just Russian disinformation. Howdy ho." Remember? Yeah. These people aided and abetted in the criminal theft of the 2020 election. Thank God. Oh, and speaking of being tone deaf, did you see Amy Klobuchar's tweet? This, oh, thank you, President Joe Biden, for dedicating your life to public service. Your unwavering courage, compassion, and steadfast commitment to the American people have shown us the power of unity and the importance of putting country over self. That's the last line. The importance of putting country over self. Oh, but I had a thing or two to say about that. Oh, yes. If you were following me on X, you would have already seen this. It's almost breathtaking, isn't it? The sickness of these politicians reveals itself so clearly in their own words. Senator Klobuchar actually thanked Joe Biden for his unwavering courage in putting country over self. Really? Is that what you call pardoning your entire family? You call that unity? Compassion? It's laughable. This is not public service. It is self-service on steroids, and they expect you to applaud. Golf clap for Joe Biden. Nah. That's the sound of seals clapping. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. It's crazy. And then we've got this Adam Schiff. Can you believe this guy? This guy, another one. Oh, he's complaining about the January 6th pardons. 4 years ago, officers of the law stood their ground to protect members of Congress and staff as violent insurrectionists stormed the Capitol. Oh, Adam, I'm going to skip all this mess. At the bottom, he says here, this is what's funny. Instead, we may be witnessing something worse. The newest milestone along the road to autocracy, in which a president pardons those who do violence on his behalf and encourages others to do more of the same. If there's anyone that has affected more violence with their lies, it is Adam Schiff himself. So it is just classic gaslighting and lies from this now senator. I was hoping he'd lose that election. But nope, now he is a senator, and we have to endure more. But don't worry, we will hold him accountable. Just because he got a pardon doesn't mean he gets away scot-free, because we will try him in the court of public opinion. Oh, yes, we will. Ultra MAGA writes on the quote tweet of that, Adam Schiff accepted a presidential pardon for his crimes. He must be removed from all committee assignments immediately, as must any of the J6 committee that received a pardon for their crimes. As we talked about yesterday, if you accept the pardon, the Supreme Court has ruled that it is an admission of guilt for your crimes. Therefore, his acceptance of the pardon has now excluded him from participating in any security clearance or committees that would require it. Bye-bye, Adam Schiff. I hope you are listening, Donald J. Trump. Of course he is. He's watching right now. He always watches the show. Ken Warren had this to say, Adam admitted guilt and got his pardon from Sleepy Joe. On his way out the door, Adam Schiff is now a confessed criminal. And remember Baked Alaska? Yeah, that Trump supporter? Well, he's been officially pardoned by Donald Trump. Just one more voice we can add to the choir of people giving thanks to Donald Trump. He says, thank you to everyone who's always supported me over the years. It's a bit emotional for me knowing that 1,500 patriots were just freed. My probation is terminated. God is so good. We have this too from this coming in. ALX writes, President Trump has done more in 12 hours than Biden did in 4 years. You ready for this? Okay. 42 executive orders, memoranda, proclamations, 115 personnel actions, more than 200 executive actions, 60 minutes of press Q&A, and 3 historic speeches. And here is the photo that everyone has seen. Look at this beautiful, look at that stack. That is history. And they got the Post-it notes. Oh, yeah. You know, when they would hand the executive orders to Joe Biden, he didn't have any clue what he was even talking about. No clue at all. That's right. Daddy is home, and we did it. Here's Curtis Houck. See, President Trump. Let's see what he's talking about here. President Trump, you've seen the other living presidents a couple times. Oh, this is interesting. Referencing Bill Clinton. Okay, listen.
You better get up to...
President Trump, you've seen the other living presidents a couple times in the last few months. If you ever had to call on one of them for advice about anything that's going on here, which one would you call?
It's an interesting. Well, I thought Bill Clinton was a very good politician. I don't think he was used properly. I think they disrespected him. When Hillary was running, he came back and he said, you know, you better get up to Michigan and Wisconsin. You remember that, Peter?
Wow.
Every house has a Trump sign on it. And they all laughed at him because the Republicans hadn't won Michigan or Wisconsin for decades, long time. And they all laughed at Bill Clinton. Like, the hell does he know? And he turned out to be right because I won both of them. And then we just won both in this election, too. We won Wisconsin and Michigan and every other swing state. We won all the swing states, all 7. They talked about 7 swing states. We won them all. So, but Bill Clinton he had a great political sense, I think.
Oh, I didn't expect that today, but here we are in the golden age of America. We also have this from Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orban. President Trump often spoke of him, and he was referring to the executive orders that Trump has just signed. Let's listen in.
Amit mindenki láthat, akinek van szeme a látás.
We should have translated that for you, but I'm sorry. What anyone with eyes can see is that the Western liberal model of state organization, what they call liberal democracy, has failed. It has collapsed under its own weight, or more precisely, under the weight of its own mistakes. The site of its downfall, none other than the birthplace, the United States. An over-bureaucratized state system, over-regulated economy, a state unable to move or act, a state that works no longer. for its citizens, but against them, this is what the Americans have rebelled against. The American rebellion opens the space, provides opportunities, and legitimizes the competition between the ways of organizing the state. Right in front of us is the arm wrestling match between American and Brussels systems. Wow. Quite a remark, wouldn't you say? And then we have this President Trump firing Chef Jose Andres, who was pictured with his attempted assassin. Yes, the would-be assassin of Donald Trump outside of Trump Doral in Miami. Here's the picture. This is the guy. And he was employed by Joe Biden. The guy on the left there, who employed the guy on the right, is still up for debate. However, he is no longer employed by the president. He was working for the Joe Biden's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition. Now, I'm not an expert on sports, fitness, or nutrition, but I can tell you this guy looks like he needs a little bit more sports, fitness, and nutrition. Okay, so that is just a tip of the iceberg. We've got this now. President Trump, 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico starting February 1st. Buckle up.
We're thinking in terms of 25% on Mexico and Canada because they're allowing vast numbers of people. Canada's a very bad abuser also. Vast numbers of people to come in and fentanyl to come in.
When do you think you would enact those?
I think February 1st.
Are you planning on giving notice of that?
I think we'll do it February 1st.
25% on both, sir?
Sir, on each.
On each, yeah.
We're thinking in terms of 25%
February
on Mexico.
1st is the day that Canada dreads. And then we have this, Donald Trump firing Mark Milley from the National Infrastructure Advisory Council. A court-martial would be more appropriate, but maybe that's on the horizon. And then we have this post. This is the official announcement from Donald Trump on his Truth Social. He says, our first day in the White House is not over. My presidential personnel office is actively in the process of identifying and removing over 1,000 presidential appointees from the previous administration who are not aligned with our vision to make America great again. Let this serve as official notice of dismissal for these 4 individuals, with many more coming soon. Jose Andres from the Presidential Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition, Mark Milley from the National Infrastructure Advisory Council, Brian Hook from the Wilson Center for Scholars, and Keisha Lance Bottoms. You may recall her from her time at MSNBC. And apparently she was on the President's Export Council, and Trump announcing, you're fired, to all of them. And many more are coming. And then we've got this, the Doge. Yeah, baby, the Doge has now got its own website, doge.gov, an official website of the United States government, the Department of Government Efficiency. And look at the logo. He's got the Doge dog on the website. Department of Government Efficiency's website is live on doge.gov with the Dogecoin on it, the official website. Oh, it's only getting better. And did you guys hear about this? Okay. I think I need to point this out. Okay, hang on. I'm going to get to this. There's a thread here. Oh, okay. Before I get to that, did you hear about we've been covering the drone situation in New Jersey? And just before Trump was inaugurated as the 47th president, he hosted all these Republican governors at Mar-a-Lago. And he said after he is inaugurated, he says day one, he's going to get to the bottom of whatever was flying over New Jersey. And he's already put the ball in motion. Listen.
Interesting, right?
But is it anything, these drones, is it anything that people need to be worried
No, I think it's terrible. I would like to find out what it is and tell the people.
And can you commit to some kind of...
In fact, I'd like to do that. Could we find out what that was, Susie? Okay? Yeah, why don't we find out immediately? I mean, I can't imagine it's an enemy or there would have been, people would have gotten blown up all over. Maybe they were testing things. I don't know why they wouldn't have said what it was. They had a lot of them flying over Bedminster, which is interesting, right?
And with the events today,
So Donald Trump already getting to the bottom of the drone situation. Here's my friend Adam Lowitz, who says he's a former Democrat, proud to have voted for Trump. Thank you, Elon and Trump, for making America great again. Yeah, Adam, a good guy. He will do anything for his fellow MAGA Republican Trump supporters. Okay, now, this is interesting. This is interesting. I didn't quite know anything about this organization called the Senior Executive Service. I looked into it, and it was a group of like middle management that was put in place by Jimmy Carter. All right. Well, President Trump just got rid of them all.
Workforce. What are you signing now? It's an executive order relating to reforms to the federal workforce, including to the Senior Executive Service.
We're getting rid of all of the cancer. I call it cancer. The cancer caused by the Biden administration.
The cancer is being cut out. They call this the Keystone, the Senior Executive Service. A very interesting group that acts as a liaison between the executive branch and some of the executive departments, and supposedly helps the president execute the law. But if these people are compromised, guess what? They are going to follow their own agenda. They act as like, someone whispering in someone's ear, like, oh, don't pay attention to that, slow walk this, right? So he just basically cut the cancer out. Oh, yes, it's a great day in America. Okay, we got this. Wall Street apes. Speaking of the Doge, let's listen in to what Senator Rand Paul has to say.
The ice skater lists $1 trillion of taxpayer money spent on some truly bizarre pet projects, like $10,000 that was given to the Bearded Ladies Cabaret to fund ice skating shows about climate change. $32,000 was spent on breakdancing. Nearly $500,000 was spent to determine if lonely rats seek out cocaine more than happy rats.
Now, to be clear, what you're seeing here, this is obviously a clip from Fox, but she's referring to Rand Paul's annual Festivus report where he discloses all the ridiculous government funding. Why this is important is because it gives Doge a roadmap of what to cut out. I mean, bearded lady, ice skating for climate change. What? Yeah. And of course, as you know, Ron Paul is assisting with Elon Musk and Doge. Now we are also learning Vivek Ramaswamy is out. He is going to be pursuing other political ventures in Ohio. But anyway, I digress. Let's finish this.
$2 million was paid for Paraguayan border security because who needs a secure U.S. border anyway? Wow. $12 million to fund a pickleball complex in Las Vegas. $20 million to air a Sesame Street spinoff about inclusion and mutual respect, not here in the U.S., but in Iraq. And $10 billion on maintaining, leasing, and furnishing almost entirely empty buildings. Ghost towns on your dime. And all of this wasteful spending brings to mind this Trump tweet from 2014. He wrote, quote, "I hope we never find life on another planet, because if we do, there's no doubt that the United States will start sending them money."
Yeah, Doge has got its work cut out for them. What else have we got here? Let's see. We got the Clinton clip. We got that. We got the tariffs. We got Milley. We got Doge. Oh, this is an interesting moment that occurred during the signing session. A reporter asked President Trump, "Mr. President, you surround yourself with a lot of billionaires." Listen to his response.
Doing that.
Mr. President, you surround yourself with a whole bunch of billionaires today. President Biden, in his farewell address, reported back to all of our kids. What are you responding to that?
Well, he had a lot of guys, and then they found out that he didn't know what the hell he was talking about, and I think they deserted him doing that.
Oh, I mean, he's clearly talking about the coup. Remember, they were all lining up. Joe Biden's got this thing. And then all of a sudden he does that debate with Donald Trump on CNN, which I believe was a setup to expose Joe Biden and his frailty. It was laid bare for the world to see, and all the billionaires, all the Hollywood celebrities, the Clooneys, everyone came out and they basically just stabbed him in the back. I want to bring up this point here. We spoke about it earlier with respect to the Senior Executive Service. Now, Laura Logan, she says this is not a joke. The Senior Executive Service is literally part of the deep state, a layer of bureaucracy that is ruled without accountability and, according to its own rules, undermining the people. And by signing this executive order and getting rid of it, Tommy says that Trump just castrated the deep state. Bookmark it. So we have so much happening right now. We're only in day 1.5 technically of this new administration. What else is happening here? Oh, we've got this clip here from December 2020. Joe Biden will go down in history as the worst president ever on so many levels. He's been a liar, a plagiarist, and corrupt his entire career. What is this? We got a clip here from
laws. President Trump is reportedly considering a wave of preemptive pardons. Does this concern you? All these preemptive pardons?
Well, it concerns me in terms of what kind of precedent it sets and how the rest of the world looks at us as a nation of laws and justice. You're not going to see that kind of approach to pardons, nor are you going to see in our administration the approach to making policy by tweets. It's just going to be a totally different way in which we approach the justice system.
President Trump is reportedly...
Yeah, that's what he said back in 2020 as he goes ahead and pardons his entire family. This was the beginning of that signing ceremony with President Trump kicking off the golden age of America. And looks like we've got some reactions as well. Breaking news, Trump is the president of America. Now, do not think to F around. I cried happy tears. Listen to this person.
And he's gonna.
We can see you're emotional right now. How are you feeling?
Free after 4 years ago and all that crap they pulled down here. We are free.
We're back.
We're back. Donald Trump is back, and he's going to save this country. Screw you, Biden. And all you people.
What are you most excited for these next 4 years?
The January 6th prisoners to get out of jail. For them to be free. That's what I'm going for.
Today we saw Joe Biden pardon Anthony Fauci in the J6 committee.
Yeah, that's because they're criminals. You only have to pardon criminals, and they're all a bunch of criminals. Absolutely. We are free. We are free. We're America. We're back. Yes.
Free at last. Free at last. Thank God Almighty. We are free at last. Oh, yes. Oh, we got this too. Yes, here is the Department of Government Efficiency posting some progress. The Chief Diversity Officer's Executive Council. This was the Joe Biden website on January 19th, 2025. And here it is now. Deleted. 404, page not found. Goodbye. Meanwhile, we've got the Nelk boys, of course. This is back in January of 2013. January 13th, excuse me. They were in Greenland, getting ready to make Greenland great again. So much is happening. And here's what President Trump had predicted with respect to Greenland.
Oh, Greenland is a wonderful place. We need it for international security. And I'm sure that Denmark will come along. I think it's costing them a lot of money to maintain it, to keep it. The people of Greenland are not happy with Denmark, as you know. I think they're happy with us. We had representatives, my son and representatives went up there 2 weeks ago, and they like us. So we'll see what happens. But Greenland is necessary, not for us, it's necessary for international security. You have Russian boats all over the place. You have China boats all over the place, warships. And they can't maintain it.
They can't maintain it, but President Trump certainly plans to. Oh, and we've got this birthright citizenship. Bye-bye.
United States. This next order relates to the definition of birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment of the United States.
That's a good one. Birthright. That's a big one.
What about that one in the course? That one is likely to be challenged.
Could be. We think we have good grounds, but you could be right. I mean, you'll find out. It's ridiculous. We're the only country in the world that does this with birthright, as you know. And it's absolutely, but, you know, we'll see. We think we have very good
Birthright citizenship is coming to an end. And then we've got this, President Trump signing his first few executive orders during his signing ceremony. During that moment, he was asked about Biden's last-minute pardons.
I'm not going to discuss. Maybe something to think about.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good acoustics.
Yes. All right. Now
That's it.
we go to lunch.
Great.
Very nice
good.
to meet you. Thank you very much. There you go. Take that. All right. See you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Sir.
Mr. President, did you have a good meeting with former President Biden?
Very nice. Very nice. It's a beautiful custom.
Mr. President,
It goes back as long as helicopters. Before that, it was a stagecoach. But I thought it was beautiful. Thank you. Great job. Great job.
Thank you.
Check.
Mr. President, do you have any reaction to the pardons President Biden did at the last minute?
Well, I'm not going to discuss it now. I think it was unfortunate that he did that. We won't discuss it now. There's plenty of time to discuss it.
Thank you very much, guys.
Should we go to lunch? Thank you
very much.
Okay.
Head to lunch.
Ready for lunch? Okay. Thank you.
That's a wrap. Being asked about the Biden pardons. Trump was also throwing out pens during another signing ceremony on stage. So much amazing things happening, and we are only in the first day. Amazing stuff, friends. Amazing stuff. So, let me get this straight. In just one day, Trump has revoked security clearances, terminated woke military leadership, and started dismantling the administrative state. But here's the question nobody's asking. Why did these unelected bureaucrats have so much power in the first place? And more importantly, who gave it to them? When you start pulling on that thread, some very interesting things start to unravel. So leave your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear what you think about Trump's executive order tsunami. Speaking of tsunamis, our exclusive Mag Avengers collection at the Next News merch shop is making waves. Grab yours before the liberals try to cancel it. Okay. Yeah. Got our work cut out for us on that segment. I apologize. We're going to figure out why we kept losing signal. Anyway, it is what it is. Okay. Thank you all for sticking through those moments. We're gonna push on through here. Do we have any super chats I have to address here? Excuse me. Trent, we did it. Daddy's home, and Gary played a huge role in his return. Thank you, and Godspeed. Thank you, Trent. And then we have Viv B, who gifted 5 Next News memberships to Windflower, Rusty Shackelford, There Is No Spoon, Darren DeJoy, and Willow. All right. Let's get to our next topic. Brian,
need a minute.
Do you want to take a look at that laptop real quick? Is everything's running through that laptop? Everything?
It's a long story to get into, but yes. Short answer, yes.
Okay. All right. let's continue.
Hold on a minute. Keep talking
Brian's
to chat.
getting okay. What's up, chat? Let's see what the chat. Michael Franchi is my favorite go-to news service. He has it right. I don't know how he does it. Who's Michael Franchi? America's Untold Stories? Michael Franchi? David Murphy? Who's that? I have to look into that.
Ready.
Okay. Let me paint a picture for you. Right now, across America, families are being reunited. Parents are hugging their children. Wives are embracing their husbands, and something remarkable is happening. Justice is finally being served. President Trump didn't just sign a pardon today. He corrected what many are calling the biggest political persecution in modern American history. But here's what's fascinating, and pay attention to this part. Well, 1,500 Americans are now walking free. The very people who orchestrated their imprisonment are suddenly very, very quiet. The same Democrats who preached about criminal justice reform are now hyperventilating about law and order. And you know what ages a person faster than time? Political persecution. Just look at the before and after photos of our J6 patriots. Years of stress and unfair imprisonment have taken their toll. But here's something they won't tell you. Your body's collagen production naturally decreases with stress and age. That's why I'm excited about this breakthrough collagen formula that's helping Americans look and feel younger. Visit healthwithgary.com and get 51% off plus free VIP health coaching. Don't let stress and time rob you of your vitality. Take action now at healthwithgary.com. Now, I got a message last night. I was watching the feeds, watching the news. It was fast and furious. And it was very difficult to keep track of everything. But there were two names that stood out to me in this entire J6 pardon spree. One was Stuart Rhodes, and the other was Joe Biggs. Two people that I personally know, especially Stuart Rhodes, because, I mean, one of my very first interviews on this channel was with Stuart Rhodes years and years ago. And, he's the head of Oath Keepers. Terry Newsom was there, a friend of mine, local guy. He runs his own show called Behind Enemy Lines. Look it up on YouTube. But he was able to score the first interview with Stuart Rhodes outside of the D.C. Gulag. He writes, I was honored to be one of Stuart Rhodes' first interviewees since Trump had commuted his sentence. Stuart, an Oath Keeper and political prisoner, and I were waiting for other January 6 defendants to be released from the nasty D.C. Gulag. Here it is.
I work in front of the D.C. Gulag. Just ran into Mr. Rhodes here. I'm a big fan of his, but, I was one of the fortunate ones. I didn't go to prison, and I sympathize with everything.
You didn't go inside?
No, I didn't go inside.
I didn't go inside either, but did you mean
And then SPLC did a hit piece on me.
Oh,
I was defending you guys.
Okay.
Inside the story.
Badge of honor, right? Badge of honor.
Inside the story, they said that Newsom lied, that the Oath Keepers did not do anything violent that day, and they were trying
who was violent?
That's what I said. They said Newsom was a liar, claiming what the fake news said. So I'm so glad you're out. It's such bullshit. You shouldn't have spent a day in jail there. Can you tell me there's probably so many things to your story, but some of the highlights that might be relevant.
Like you said, no Oath Keeper that day punched a cop, kicked a cop, hit a cop with a club, nothing like that.
Yeah.
So it's completely, we were targeted because of who we are.
Yep.
Because we were the Oath Keepers. And some of our guys went inside, and when they came out and told me they had gone inside, I didn't even know they had gone inside. And when they came and told me, I said, well, that was stupid. And the reason why I said that is because it was dumb because of who we are.
Yeah.
Because by going inside, they didn't do anything wrong.
Yep.
They just wandered into the same doors everyone else wandered into.
Yeah.
Did nothing inside except help police.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, because of who we are, we were targeted and trying to make us the face of J6 or the boogeyman of J6.
Yeah, I was at the Marriott with, I'm from Chicago, guys from, there was Proud Boys there, 3%ers there.
Right.
I didn't even know about the Capitol thing. There was no planned insurrection. Nobody said a word about it, and I was adamantly trying to defend that.
No.
And how they attacked you.
It was a protest.
And yeah,
it was a protest. And a big point to make is that in November and December, there were big rallies in D.C., and every single one of them ended up around the Capitol.
Yeah.
You know, they marched in November. They marched from the down, I think it was Freedom Plaza,
Yeah.
all the way to the Supreme Court, which is around the Capitol
Yeah,
anyway. And we were all in the streets there. So, and on J6, we were planning on being at the Capitol. We had 2 permitted events on Capitol grounds that Oath Keepers was doing security for. And I believe there were 9 permitted events around Capitol grounds, which is just standard usual. So everyone was planning on being at the Capitol anyway.
Yeah.
It wasn't like President Trump told everyone to go to the
Right,
Capitol.
right.
He said, now you're going to go to the Capitol, because he knew they were already going to be going there.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
we were there for, me and my cop buddy, retired. We were there for 2 reasons: to go see the Trump event and protect people from what happened in October or November and December from being beat up.
Yeah.
That's why we were there, and
we
that's
were
why
there.
we were dressed the way we were dressed. We were dressed to protect ourselves. This was my first time. I was told they're going to throw soup cans and bear spray.
Yeah. Well,
and,
they do.
You know, and so I was dressed that way. It looked like I was there for something else. I was there because of those guys.
That's another
We're gonna
point.
try to, you know.
Trump supporters dress like that because for 4 years they've been attacked in the streets, including in D.C. by Antifa. Like you said, throwing soup cans, frozen water bottles, bricks, rocks, hitting people in the head with bike locks, things like that. And so, yes, that's why you wear a helmet. That's why you wear body armor. You know?
Yeah, and then there was people embedded throughout. I got pictures. I waited 2 years. I was scared to look on my phone. I got guys that I got one guy who was wrapped up head to toe on the megaphone on the west side. There was people approaching. He's yelling, "Take pictures, everyone!" by himself. Couldn't see, his hat's down. "Take pictures, everyone! Show the world! Show the world!" And I'm looking back 2 years later. I'm like, wait a minute, this guy was agitating people.
Was he ever identified and prosecuted?
No, I'll give you my card. I want you to look at this, man. I mean, I got pictures of people. One old lady was standing next to me. We were at the last burial of the officers on the west side, me and my cop buddy. And the guy between me and this old woman was sitting there yelling, "Get in there, we need more troops. We need more troops," for 5 minutes. I had my mask on. This old lady looked at him. She goes, "Why don't you get your ass up there yourself?" And then I pulled my mask down. I'm smiling because I was like acknowledged. I'm like, I was thinking the same thing. And it wasn't a coincidence. And other people say, "Oh, Antifa didn't do this." Well, where the hell were they on January 6th? They were there in December. They were there in November. All of a sudden they weren't there. They were dressed up inside us, with us.
Right.
So,
and other elements.
Yes,
Right.
yes. Yeah.
Not just Antifa.
Yeah. Well, I really honored to meet you.
Yeah,
And
good to
thank
meet
you
you,
for
man.
sorry what you went through,
Yeah,
man.
it's okay.
All right.
It's all in God's plan.
Stuart. Wow.
I were in front of the.
Oh, man. Oh, man. So long overdue. J6ers finally get to put this nightmare behind them, and they'll likely get a huge payout when everything finally comes to light. And we get to watch liberals scream and cry, but that's just a perk. President Trump, here it is, the moment. He officially signs the pardon.
So mutations in there where we're doing further research. Nice to see you again. So this is a big one. Anything you want to explain about this? We hope they get them. We hope they come out tonight, frankly. They're expecting it. Approximately 1,500 people. Six commutations.
Were there any cases you did not commute or pardon people?
We're looking at different things, but the commutations would be the ones that we'll take a look, and maybe it'll stay that way. Mutations in there.
You know,
where we're doing further research.
Oh, man. This nightmare finally coming to an end. Of course, Senator Susan Collins, she's out there in front already 3 hours ago, calling Donald Trump's pardons of the January 6 hostages a terrible day for our Justice Department. Keep in mind, she will be seeking re-election in 2026. Now, even as President Trump signed these, there were reports that they were not even allowing them to be released. They were making excuses at the prison, stating it was too cold to let people out. But I think this next video is, this is a hard one to watch, guys. This is a really hard one to watch. Okay? So, this is a moment where a mother is reunited with a J6 hostage. Oh, man.
The world, man. First of all, get over there and see your son. It sure as hell is. Go get him.
Is that my son? My son? Oh my God.
What's up, buddy? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the world, man. We're gonna get you out of here. There we go. Helvedet, you have no idea how many people out there want to see you guys right now. Nah, he ain't having that. He ain't having that. You have no idea what's going on right now.
That's for sure.
What's up, brother? Dude, you're famous right now.
Yeah.
You are fucking famous. Yes, you are. Get ready for this. You have no idea what's popping right now. You have no idea what kind of day we've had.
Nice.
Say hi to the world.
Hello, world.
How long you been down?
2 years, 1 month, and 4 days.
You're free.
Yep.
How's it feel?
Amazing. I mean, it's still.
What do you want to say to the world?
Out of here before I get prison sucks.
First of all, get over there and see your son. It sure as hell is.
Oh, yes, I can't.
Go get him.
Can't even take it, man. That's just one example of lives that were destroyed for years because of Joe Biden and his sick Department of Justice. Will Chamberlain writes, think of all the legal man hours that went into prosecuting J6ers. Millions of dollars, dozens of lawyers dedicating their lives to these prosecutions. Trump snapped his fingers, pardoned the J6ers, and all that work evaporated into meaninglessness. Adam Schiff, of course, complaining about these pardons for the work of the injustice system under the Biden administration. But Adam Schiff, he received his own pardon. Not talking about that, is he? Chris Murphy had this to say by pardoning 1,500 rioters who stormed the Capitol in a massive act of violence to try to install their leader in power. Despite the fact that he lost the election decisively, Trump has transformed American democracy. Political violence is now mainstream. This is the language of the left right now, folks.
Held accountable for.
But I do want to ask you a couple things we just saw in the Oval Office, including pardons for 1,500 January 6th insurrectionists. Trump even commuted the sentence of Stuart Rhodes, the leader of the Oath Keepers, who was convicted of seditious conspiracy. What was your reaction as you watched that happen in the Oval Office?
I mean, this is the most unconscionable act of the day. It could go down as the most unconscionable act of this year. Listen, we are a democracy. We are a peaceful democracy. The bedrock that has kept us standing for 240 years is that we don't endorse violence as a means to grab power. That's what those protesters, that's what those rioters were doing. They were storming the Capitol, beating police officers over the head with flagpoles in order to seize power for their leader. And by endorsing and celebrating their actions today, by making sure that they won't be accountable for what they did, it guarantees that it will happen again. And by the way, it might not be at a national level. Trump has now basically said, if you carry out acts of violence to try to put your favored leader in power, there's a good chance you will never, ever be held accountable for it. Remember, Gretchen Whitmer almost lost her life in Michigan because another group of vigilantes had a plan to kidnap her and kill her. Right? So this puts elected leaders all across the country, maybe today on the left, but down the line on the right and left, in jeopardy because political violence just got mainstreamed. It's a
unbelievable. Now, Darren McBreen reporting 22 hours ago, Joe Biggs getting released from prison. Thank God for that. President Trump commuting the prison sentence of Oath Keepers founder Stuart Rhodes. You saw him at the beginning. And here is another, now that the parties are over, Congressman, speaking of Representative Smucker, I want to hear your support for making the January 6 hostages whole. You were part of the chorus in D.C. that supported the J6 committee. Now ask yourself, why did they get pardons? The answer is simple. You were on the wrong side of history. Mike Lee confirms, despite Trump's pardon, many J6 prisoners still remain in jail. Well, as you saw, President Trump said they're still reviewing cases. Here's another heart-wrenching moment waiting for J6er Richard Harris with his wife and kids at the SeaTac Detention Center. Just went and checked in with the front desk to try to get him out or get information. We're still waiting. Listen.
Originals. He's been in the... Hi, everybody. John Cameron, J6er. I'm here with Holly and Aria and... Oh, okay. So we are here. We just tried to get Richard Harris, a J6er who's been in... Has he been here the whole time, Holly?
Yeah, except for when he was in the gulag.
So he was one of the originals. He's been in the DC gulag. We know he's being released. We just went in to try and get him. We hadn't heard anything. And so we talked to admin. Admin said they're aware of it coming down the pipe, but they have no paperwork. So right now we're on hold and we're discouraged. We don't want to have our hopes up, but I can say that God works in mysterious ways, and Richard and Holly are going to be reunited with their kids. So, thanks. God bless the J6ers.
Oh, wow. Moments like that happening all across the country, my friends. And of course, 10 days ago, Biden said he would only pardon individuals who committed crimes. And he ended up pardoning Fauci, Milley, Cheney, and everyone on the J6 committee, including Adam Schiff. Yeah, remember that? Anti-Trump protesters, however, making a scene at the jail where the J6 hostages were being released.
Let's go. Yeah, you gotta get up. Go. Go up there. They're going over there. Go over there. Street. Get on the street.
Go back now. Go back now.
Take them all the way back to the curb.
All the way across. Yes, across the street. Across the street. Keep going and watch out for the ice.
Get back.
No, that's the street. Are you over here is the driveway.
Anti-Trump protesters, are they going to get charged with insurrection too? Yeah, I doubt it. And we have this sad story of Matthew Perna. He was 37 years old, Penn State graduate, who did something unthinkable. You can see it on the screen there, what he did. After he was convicted over January 6th, he was just pardoned by President Trump. Never getting to see this day. But he's not alone. There were others. There were other faces. Other people, you can see here. Mark Angust, Chris Stanton, Jordan Meekum, Matthew Parna. These are the J6 defendants that did the unthinkable. President Trump pardoned each of them today. The blood, their blood is on Joe Biden's hands. on Joe Biden's State Department, Joe Biden's Department of Justice. Here is another J6er who was released from prison. His first words: fight, fight, fight.
I'm gonna have a pretty.
Oh,
Philip, I can't get my seatbelt off.
everyone wants to know. Big O, everyone wants to know, how does it feel to be free? They were calling in the prison. Thousands of people were calling in the prison for you. Yeah, they want to know, how does it feel to be free?
First, I'd like to say something else. Fight, fight, fight!
Anything else you'd like to say?
Okay, so, hey man, it feels great. I can't wait to get home and see my family, my dogs, and all that. I'm gonna have a pretty lengthy statement later. But for right now, I'm just gonna chill out. I want to go to Waffle House. Don't ask me why.
I'll go with you.
There you go. Come with me.
Let's go.
I am.
Going to Waffle House, baby. Notice he didn't say he's going to Disney World. He's going to Waffle House. Here's Pam Bondi when she was discussing, this is during her confirmation hearing. Adam Schiff, of course, posting that Pam Bondi discussing January 6th offenders.
To the president, Mr.
We will look and we will advise. I will look at every case on a case.
so
Let me finish. On a case-by-case basis.
Okay, good.
And I abhor violence to police officers.
Follow up.
So this is January 6th. These are the hostages. Approximately 1,500 for a pardon.
So will it be your advice to the president, Mr. President? I know you said you want to issue hundreds of pardons on day one. Will it be your advice to the president? No, Mr. President, I need to go over them on a case-by-case basis. Do not issue blanket pardons. Will that be your advice to the president?
Blanket
Senator,
pardons.
I have not looked at any of those files. If confirmed, I will look at the files
And
for
will
the
you be able to
pardons, as well
will
as
you
the
be able to
ongoing
review
investigation.
hundreds of cases on day one?
I will look at every file.
Full pardon or commutations?
Full pardon.
It's funny how he's complaining about blanket pardons when he received one himself. We have this message here from Jeremiah and Tara. FCI Atlanta is also refusing to let her husband out. Lieutenant Governor of Georgia has been called. If anyone knows someone who works there, help would be appreciated. Wonderful man waiting outside in the cold to pick him up tonight. So we have this too. Proud Boys leader Enrique Tarrio, who was sentenced to 22 years in prison for January 6th, even though he wasn't even in Washington at the time. He will be released. A D.C. jury convicted him of seditious conspiracy and other crimes in 2023. Enrique Tarrio, Proud Boys, is now free. So say a prayer for all these people, all these lives that were destroyed by Joe Biden's injustice system, and everyone, that we can have some healing, finally. So what we're seeing here is unprecedented. A president using his constitutional powers to correct what he sees as a grave injustice. But here's the real question we should be asking. If these prosecutions were really about protecting democracy, why do they need to break so many democratic norms to carry them out? And why were these Americans denied basic rights that we extend to foreign terrorists? Think about that and let us know in the comments below. And while we're talking about American comebacks, don't forget to check out our exclusive Mag Avengers gear at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. It's not just merchandise, it is a statement. All right. Hopefully that will have resolved the problems. Trying to work through it all, folks. It is what it is. Okay, let's get to our next topic of the evening here.
Yeah, I need some time, bro.
I know you need some time, Brian. I know. You need to transition. I get it. Okay, where are we at? I'm done. Wait for the rerun. William Joseph's out. Wow. Sorry about the problems, guys. We'll sort it out, though. Okay. I'm ready when you are, Brian. Is it too much to ask for perp walks down Pennsylvania Avenue? No, Kurt, it's not. Okay. on topic 3. Okay. What happens when the most powerful man in the world starts actually using his power? Well, we're finding out right now, and it's fascinating to watch. The left is having what can only be described as a complete psychological breakdown. They're calling for impeachment. Yes, already on day one. They're accusing Elon Musk of fascist salutes for gesturing to the crowd. But here's what's really interesting, and pay attention to this part. While they're screaming about democracy dying, Trump is methodically dismantling their control mechanisms one by one, and they just can't handle it. And speaking of leftist meltdowns, you know what really hurts? Watching your country suffer while elites try to destroy it. But there's a new kind of pain relief that is giving Americans hope. It's called canolidine. This breakthrough 100% drug-free compound is helping patriots stay strong and focused during these turbulent times. It's not just about managing physical pain, it's about staying in the fight. So don't let pain hold you back from being part of the movement. Visit trycono.com/NNN for a risk-free trial. You have nothing to lose but your pain. It's linked down below. Okay, so before we get to some of the leftist meltdowns, this this video of Tucker Carlson is going viral on X, and the caption, "Tucker Carlson living in a Christmas movie." And it really feels like that, right?
Girl, you went to church with Charlie this morning.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning. Our country's back, sir. Man. All right. I love it. Happy inaugural. You're a hero.
I love it. Tucker Carlson living in a Christmas movie. But we have this meme. We have to, this is the Nazi meter. And this is clearly what defines what is a Nazi salute. Because that's, they're all freaking out because Elon Musk made this salute here. Yeah, if your hand is down by your side, it's at rest. If it's up a little higher, that means you're petting your dog. If it's a little higher, you're petting Marco Rubio. A little higher, it's calling a taxi. And that's full Nazi right there. But anything higher than that is simply calling a waiter. So that's how you can tell who's a Nazi and who's really just calling a waiter or petting a dog. Okay. Now here is Elon Musk's actual talk at the presidential parade. It's only a few minutes, but I think we should watch it together. I didn't see this yet, but I can only imagine.
This is what victory feels like. Yeah! And this was no ordinary victory. This was a fork in the road of human civilization. Okay. This you know, there are elections that come and go. Some elections are, you know, important, some are not. But this one this one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you. It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured.
Now we're going to continue playing this. But did you hear what he said? My heart goes out to you. That's what he was doing. He's putting his hand over his heart and extending it to those in attendance. He was showing love, not fascism, not Nazism. But that is how the left loves to paint these moments. Let's scroll it back just a hair.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you. It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured. Thanks to you. We're going to have safe cities, finally, safe cities. Secure borders, sensible spending, basic stuff. and we're going to take Doge to Mars. I mean, can you imagine how awesome it will be to have American astronauts plant the flag on another planet for the first time? Bam! Bam! Yeah! How inspiring would that be? You know, there's always problems in life. You know, there's this problem, solve that problem. But you know, there need to be things that inspire you. There need to be things that make you glad to wake up in the morning and say, I'm looking forward to the future. Yeah. I love you guys. So, and let me tell you, I'm gonna work my ass off for you guys. So, I really will. So, and yeah, but I'm super fired up for the future. It's gonna be very exciting. As the president said, we're gonna have a golden age. It's gonna be fantastic. And one of the fundamental things, one of the most American values that I love is optimism. And this feeling like we're gonna make the future good. We're gonna make it good. So, man, I can't wait. This is gonna be fantastic. So thank you again. And yeah. I'm just so excited about the future. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, baby. Look at that crowd, man. Look at that crowd. So, in spite of that, we've got this. John Bonifaz has just launched a new campaign calling for an impeachment inquiry against Donald Trump for offenses he has already committed upon taking the oath. They have a website already launched, impeachtrumpagain.org. Join us in this fight for our democracy. Yeah, that wasn't, that didn't take very long, right? And we also have this reaction from Zelensky claiming that Ukrainian aid from the U.S. and EU have been slashed, and he needs more money. And guess what? It ain't coming, buddy.
The battlefield. So if somebody says that there is enough of aid, please compare what was back then and what is going on now. Back then, the America's aid was around 90%. Now, what our military has on the battlefield is 40% of Ukrainian-made supplies, 40% of the US, and around, so a bit more than 1/3 of the US, and a bit less than the US is Europe, and around 40% is Ukraine. So that is what we have now. So if somebody...
Oh, cry me a river, buddy. I think you've received as much aid as you will ever get from the United States. Here's an unhinged TikToker. Says he's declaring war on Republicans. And Republicans deserve to... Well, you can see it for yourself. This is where we're at. We're going to see a lot of this.
You deserve whatever suffering could possibly. Hello, my name is Scarlett Kelly, and I am officially declaring war on the Republican Party. If you are a Republican on TikTok and you want to interact with me, you deserve to die. You deserve to be shot. Wow. You deserve whatever suffering could possibly come to you. If you are a Republican and try to start any of that kind of nonsense with me in person, you will lose your life.
Wow.
This is war. I am not joking. It's done. You are not an American anymore. You're out. You're off the list. You've been naughty. Like, come on. We're going to start giving you the coal in the form of massive stones on top of a slab of wood on top of you.
Okay, so guess what, dude? I'm not really afraid of you. You don't invoke any kind of fear into my life or anyone watching, for that matter. What's your name? What's your name again?
Hello, my name is Scarlett Kelly, and I am a
Scarlett Kelly. Watch out, guys. Scarlett Kelly has just declared war on you. And he has some very bad things he wants to do to you because you voted for Donald Trump. So just be aware. If you see this guy on the street, he has ill intentions. We have this. Derek J. Goff, the woke left. There are too many white people at the inauguration. The woke right. There are too many at this inauguration. And Trump has a sword. Yeah, they're freaking out about that, of course. We also have this. Senator Mark Warner says there's a reason our nation's secrets are kept secret. You know, Donald Trump has pledged to open up the JFK files, release the Epstein list, the Diddy list, all these lists. And there's a lot of people in Washington, D.C. who are very, very concerned. Probably because their names are on some of those lists.
Rid of the security. Yeah, you have to pick your fights. I know one thing I'm obviously concerned as former chairman of the Intelligence Committee. There is a reason we have a security clearance process. The idea that that's going to be thrown into the wind and willy-nilly people are going to be granted security clearances without any background checks really means I've seen our nation's secrets. There's a reason they're kept secret, and putting them in jeopardy by getting rid of the security clearance process, and I've worked on security clearance reform for years. It could be streamlined, but it's pretty irresponsible.
Yeah, he's worried about security clearances. Well, guess what? Donald Trump makes those decisions, pal, not you. Oh, here's some more from libs of TikTok. Leftist tears are delicious. Trump is our president. Cry harder. Okay, who is this? All right, yeah, all right. I don't know what I'm about to see here, but we're going to find out.
And like, hey guys, everything feels really out of control and scary, and I'm really anxious. Elon Musk, like, did a Nazi salute for some reason. That's so scary. And like, Donald Trump's the president, and that's so scary. And like, he basically admitted to voter fraud, but we're all just kind of glossing over that. Also, if you look up, this is random, if you look up right now in the search bar on TikTok, the Taylor Swift song, The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, it's all, like, for me at least, I'll show you. It's all, like, replaced with woman, question mark. Like, what is about to happen? Like, I have, like, such, like, impending doom and fear. And, like, what is about to happen? So, I'm just laughing because I'm scared. Like, I don't... why, like, I'm not understanding either why Elon Musk is involved. Isn't he not American? Like, what is fucking going on? What is happening? Hey,
Girl,
guys, everything...
I mean, I'm sorry, I assume your gender, but maybe you just need to take a shower. How about that? The rabbit hole posting this. We have, it says here, 2 high-profile assassination attempts, and they're still going with the Trump is Hitler shtick. This is the Harvard Political Review headline, Trump's rhetoric echoes Hitler, January 20th. Yeah, they're still running with that angle. And here we have CNN. They're freaking out over Elon Musk. Let's listen in. CNN suggesting Elon did a Nazi salute. This is the mainstream press. This is why nobody trusts the media anymore.
Engaged. He is a hero. He is a hero to them. I just want to look at that salute that he gave again. Just if anybody missed it, we'll just show it again. He's just wrapped up here. You can hear there. All right, so we just showed that. We just showed that
It's worth salute. It was quick. I think our viewers are smart and they can take a look at that, but it certainly was. It's not something that you typically see at American political rallies, put it that way.
No, it was not something that you usually would see. And it was quick, as you point out. It was very quick, but it was in a moment of intensity for him as he came out dancing, and then he did that. He is a hero here. They're fully engaged. He is a hero. He is a hero to them. I just want to look at that salute that he gave again.
Oh, man, they are just melting down over Elon Musk today. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, just to be clear, you are defending a Heil Hitler salute that was performed and repeated for emphasis and clarity. This is AOC. People can officially stop listening to you as any sort of reputable source of information. You work for them. Thank you for making that crystal clear to all. You know, she was quote tweeting. This is the best part. She was quote tweeting the ADL. The ADL even came out and defended Elon Musk. This is a delicate moment, they wrote. A new day, and yet so many are on edge. Our politics are inflamed, and social media only adds to the anxiety. It seems that Elon Musk made an awkward gesture in a moment of enthusiasm, not a Nazi salute. But again, we appreciate that people are on edge. I don't know why you do want to appreciate that. In this moment, all sides should give one another a bit of grace, perhaps even the benefit of the doubt, and take a breath. This is a new beginning. Let's hope for healing and work towards unity in the months and years ahead. So ADL, AOC is attacking the ADL for defending Elon Musk. Oh, and here's PBS News. Okay, check this out. Here's PBS News. Billionaire Elon Musk, PBS, gave what appeared to be a fascist salute Monday while making a speech at the post-inauguration celebration for President Trump at the Capital One Arena. Okay? This is their post. This is their official post. Right? Well, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene has got something to say about that. You know, she's also the chairwoman of DOGE. As the chairwoman of the Oversight Subcommittee on DOGE, I look forward to PBS NewsHour coming before my committee and explaining why lying and spreading propaganda to serve the Democrat Party and attack Republicans is good use of taxpayer funds. We will be in touch soon. Nice try, PBS. Robbie Starbuck, PBS NewsHour, defund it. We should not be forced to fund this left-wing propaganda. He was gesturing his heart to the crowd. The Australian media even blurring out Elon Musk's arm in its report of the speech he delivered. You saw that, right? Yeah.
Not, but this.
They
there are elections that
they blurted out. Australian press. Oh, but we have this. Legacy media never let the facts get in the way of a good story. More going to fall. Elon's simple gesture of gratitude to supporters of Trump's inauguration rally sparked immediate accusations of fascism. The legacy media, so ridiculous, even the ADL had to step in to discredit the claims. Oh, wait a minute. Is that? Oh, wait. That's Kamala Harris. Oh, wait, that's Hillary Clinton. There's George W. Bush. There's Barack Obama. Oh, they're all making the salute. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, never a word from them. Let's see. We've got, what is this? This is someone, I'm not sure. Must be another leftist meltdown.
I want you to do it. To everyone defending Elon and what he did, I want you to do it. Do it. Post yourself on here doing it. Do it when you guys greet each other in public. Come on, have it be your thing. Own the libs, right? Prove to us that it wasn't what we thought it was. Do it. To everyone defending Elon and
these people are so delusional. He was clearly making a gesture of his heart to the crowd. That's what he was doing. And everyone is in absolute panic mode over it. Oh, wait a second. This is a subliminal message here. I see a lot of people complaining about Elon Musk doing a Nazi salute, but these are the same people. They never said a word about this. Oh, the memes, they write themselves. Here is Kazan D. Ice Do. The Elon did a Nazi salute story is the first of many misrepresentations we're going to see by individual content creators in social media over the next 4 years. Here's a video to see how the manipulation works and how you can help them see. Let's see this.
So there's clips going around on mainstream and social media of Elon doing what appears to be a Hitler salute. And I want to show you just how easily editing can make something appear much worse than it actually is. First, check out this clip from a popular reel going around right now.
Making it happen. Thank you.
Did you notice where it cuts off? Now I'm going to show you the full clip.
The elections, they come and go. Some elections are, you know, important, some are not. But this one, this one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you.
So a few facts first. The Nazi salute does not involve putting your palm on your heart. This is a Nazi salute. Now, there's two ways to interpret Elon's actions. You can either believe that he was doing the Nazi salute and he did it improperly, or you can believe that it was an innocent moment where a man who is somewhat awkward was excited and wanted to show the crowd that his heart was with them, as he said himself explicitly in the audio. Now, we're going to see misrepresentations like this a lot over the next 4 years. So I have invitations to both the pro-Trump and the anti-Trump camp. For the anti-Trumpers, just be skeptical of what you hear, because for the last 10 years, we've all been told that Trump is literally Hitler. But the same people that said he was literally Hitler were also smiling and waving for the camera during the inauguration today. I'm not asking you to be blindly optimistic that Trump is going to be a good president. Just be skeptical of the people that tell you that the world is ending, as they are doing in this clip. And for the pro-Trump camp, a lot of us are really excited, which is great. But half the country doesn't see what we're excited about. And they've been told for 10 years that everything is going to end if Trump is in office. So now they're seeing shadows and they're turning them into demons. And the thing to recognize is that these people aren't stupid. They're just scared. And you don't help someone that's scared by yelling at them. Yes, logic, facts, and truth matter, but so do emotions. And no logical change can happen without emotional safety being established first. Think about it. If it was a friend or family in your life and you knew that they were being misled, how would you treat them? You probably want to be patient, kind, and gentle because they're already scared. So we don't need to also make them feel rejected. So there's clips going around on...
Well said. Well said. I would take it another step further and say that these folks, they're not just scared, they are deceived. Oh, and did you guys see this clip? Oh yeah, look at this. Here's AOC. What's she doing there? Oh, we caught her. We caught AOC. We caught her. They're seeing shadows, folks. So here is what we're really watching. A complete restructuring of power in Washington. The people who've held that power for decades are terrified. But here's the question nobody's asking. Is Trump really the authoritarian they claim he is? Why are all the actual authoritarians, the censors, the bureaucrats, the intelligence agencies, why are they all aligned against him? Think about that. And share your thoughts in the comments below. And while the left is losing their minds, you can show your support for real journalism with our exclusive Mag Avengers collection at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. Okay, I think that laptop reboot certainly helps. Okay, Lavender Rose 73 dropping $5. Thank you. Devil's just throwing a tantrum because of fearing is back in office, taking it out on your net. Okay. All right, let's get to our fourth topic of the day. Wait for Brian to give me the all clear. So much is happening on the deportation front. Tonight, something is happening that we were told would never happen again. Right now, as we speak, ICE agents are deploying across major American cities. In Chicago alone, between 100 and 200 agents are preparing for what could be the largest coordinated enforcement action in recent history. But here's what's fascinating, and this is the part they won't tell you on the other networks. This isn't just about immigration. This is about a fundamental question. Does the United States have the right to decide who enters its territory? And if we do, what does it mean that open borders? But just like there's a solution for securing our nation, there is a solution for securing your home's energy. While ICE agents are working to stop the drain on our national resources, this revolutionary device is stopping the drain on your wallet. Not just about saving money. It's about taking control. Just plug it in and watch your electricity bills plummet. Visit don'twastepower.com for 50% off during our special promotion. Take back control of your energy costs, just like Trump is taking back control of our borders. Okay, so it's only been 24 hours, and Donald Trump has already taken these massive steps to secure the border. Declaring a national border emergency, ending birthright citizenship, ending catch and release, reinstating remain in Mexico, designating cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, deploying active troops to the southern border, ending CBP-1 app. And just a few hours ago, the border czar, who's actually going to do his job, unlike Kamala Harris, he went on with CNN. Let's listen to what he had to say.
That in the bleeding, right? We can keep bailing the water out of the boat, but we got to plug those holes. So right now, it's all about securing this nation, securing the border, and we'll address that in the coming days. But right now, we're going to shut that border down and get a hold of this problem. What's happening on our border is the biggest national security vulnerability I've seen in my career, and I've got over 35 years doing this. We need to take action to secure the border, and we'll discuss the other policies down the road. But right now, it's all about securing the border and saving lives. Look.
Securing the border and saving lives. Meanwhile, we have Antifa in Portland. I apologize for the quality of this video at the moment, but what it is on screen is Antifa in Portland, Oregon, gathered overnight, late on January 20th, to attack the ICE Gov facility that they regularly attacked and set on fire before. Antifa member Elizabeth Richter, who Andy No sued, promoted the violent direct action. So I know it's difficult to make out, but that is what Antifa already attacking ICE facilities. And we have Scott Jennings on CNN. He is one of the singular voices of sanity over there, dropping 3 common sense reasons why the rumored ICE raids across the nation is the right move.
Want this? Well, first of all, if you came into the country illegally, by definition, you are a criminal of some kind. A. B, it's been made pretty clear the priority is to find people who are here who have otherwise criminal records on top of that, have committed violent crimes. And see, this is what the American people voted for. They want this situation controlled. It's out of control. You've had millions of people flow into the country, including a lot of violent people. If they succeed right out of the gate in catching those folks, yes, this is what the bureaucracy is for, though, is to help sort this out. But you can't let, in my opinion, the perfect be the enemy of the good. And the good right here is to get immigration crisis under control in this country. Well,
and that's exactly what Donald Trump is doing. Remember this, though. Here is disgraced Representative Angie Craig of Minnesota nodding and applauding as Tim Walz amplifies the comment, comparing ICE raids to terrorism in America. This was back in August of 2024.
The week after I was elected in 2006, that giant ICE raid happened in Worthington. You know, I drove out to Worthington as the congressman-elect, went into the basement of the Catholic Church where Father Brixus was, who asked me to look around at all the children crying. He said, "This is what terrorism looks like in America today." And he was very concerned.
See, the left sees Donald Trump upholding the law as terrorism. Here we have President Trump just 8 hours ago discussing what we can expect with these ICE raids in major cities as he was signing the executive order.
Beyond that, thank you, sir.
This next executive order is about protecting America from foreign terrorists and other national security and public safety threats. Again, crisis at the border, but it goes beyond that and it implicates other executive powers as well.
Okay.
President Trump, the cartels are now going to be seen as foreign terror organizations. Would you think about ordering U.S. Special Forces into Mexico to take them out?
Could happen. Stranger things have happened.
Mr. President,
And that was actually
sure that Maduro will accept Venezuelans.
Say it.
How will you make sure that Maduro will accept Venezuelans?
Well, we're going to see on Venezuela. We're looking at Venezuela very strongly. It's a country I know very well for a lot of reasons, and it's boy, it was a great country 20 years ago, and now it's a mess, right?
Sir, can we expect ICE raids starting tomorrow in major cities?
What does that mean?
Can we expect ICE raids in major cities?
I don't want to say when, but it's going to happen. Has to happen. Oh, we're not going to have a country left.
This is actually an executive order designating the cartels and other organizations to be foreign terrorist organizations.
That's a big one.
Yes, sir.
People have wanted to do this for years. So they are now designated as terrorist organizations, foreign. And Mexico probably doesn't want that. But we have to do what's right. They're killing our people. They're killing 250, 300,000 American people a year. Not 100, like has been reported for 15 years. It's probably 300,000.
This is an executive.
Mexico doesn't want that. How are you going to deal with this?
I don't know. You'll have to ask them.
Sir, this is an executive order entitled Protecting the American People Against Invasion, which again deals with the southern border and the unprecedented admission of illegal aliens across the southern border. Thank you, sir.
Wow. Epic moments occurring. And we also have this. The fact that people in Colorado are warning immigrants about ICE raid locations is disgusting. Omar Rodriguez writes, he lives in Denver. He's hoping and praying they get rid of all these leeches in our system. Millions of dollars redirected from public resources to help illegals. And he posts this image of what appears to be updates. If you stay in Aurora, be careful. They're sending out alerts regarding these ICE raids. Let's take a trip back real quick. This was when Tom Homan was in Chicago, and he issued a warning.
And all that starts on January 21st. Yeah! And we're going to start right here in Chicago, Illinois. Yeah! If your Chicago mayor doesn't want to help, he can step aside. But if he impedes us, if he knowingly harbors and conceals an illegal alien, I will prosecute him.
The days of foreign nations dumping their criminals into America are over. I will stop the invasion. I will shut down deadly sanctuary cities, and we will carry out the largest deportation operation because we have no choice in the history of our country.
Oh, it's all going down, folks. It's going down. Just be aware of the visuals that they're going to try to present when these ICE raids hit the news feeds. Here is Tom Homan again.
Most victims
expect workplace raids.
Yes. I wouldn't call it raid. They're based on investigation. But why do I say that? Number one reason, where do we find most victims of forced labor? Worksite operations. The Biden administration said they're concerned about trafficking, to include forced labor trafficking, but they stopped worksite enforcement operations. 3.5 decades, that's where we find a lot of victims of forced trafficking.
How soon should we expect the ramping up of workplace roundups?
We'll have to see.
Are we talking around Inauguration Day, even on Inauguration Day?
I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to forecast what we're doing and where we're doing it, but you can count on worksite enforcement coming back.
Worksite enforcement is coming back. Okay. It's going to happen, Trump, on ICE raids in major cities. Tom Stedham, he reports the ICE. He says he hopes the ICE raids would live stream on X, and that ICE cuffs and drags out every single teacher or administrator who tries to resist the raids. Libs of TikTok posting that 6 hours ago, Colorado school districts are making plans to resist ICE agents if they show up at schools.
Staff to use the. As President Trump takes office, school districts around the state are preparing for what they'll do if immigration officers show up at their schools.
I've met with all leaders.
Denver Public Schools Superintendent Alex Marrero is telling principals if a government official shows up at one of their schools, don't let them in. He's instructed staff to use the intercom and find out what agency they're with, why they're there, and if they have a warrant. If they have a warrant, ask for a copy. If they don't, tell them to leave. Aurora Public Schools has a similar policy, though its policy says if a federal immigration officer says it's an emergency, the staffer should comply and then call the district's legal office. Large-scale ICE raids have happened at workplaces in the state before, but as far as we know, not at schools. In December 2006, Republican President George W. Bush was in office when ICE raided the Swift meatpacking plant in Greeley. They arrested 262 people, separating families. In June 2011, when Democrat Barack Obama was president, it happened again, on a smaller scale in Fort Morgan. 11 workers at Wildcat Dairy were arrested after an ICE raid there. Fort Morgan Superintendent Rob Sanders says the district has talked to its principals about the possibility of school raids and issued the sharpest pushback against them that we've seen, saying he's hopeful the 2011 precedents of staying away from sensitive areas will be adhered to, and if that is not the case, we will be asking for correct paperwork, such as a legal subpoena and not simply an ICE warrant. We will not allow anyone on campus without the proper and legal paperwork. The Greeley-Evans School District, where that raid in '06 happened, told us tonight that a valid judicial warrant would be needed to get into a school and make an arrest. They made no mention of any specific plan centered around ICE officers, though.
Okay, so get those judicial warrants ready and make sure you got your paperwork because it's coming. School in Linwood, Washington, reportedly sent a message to families inviting them to a meeting to teach them how to prepare for immigration raids and how to deal with ICE agents ahead of Trump's presidency. This is the message. Learn how to prepare for immigration raids and your individual rights when approached, detained, or incarcerated by police or immigration agents. Tuesday, December 17th, 2024. Meanwhile, India is working with the Trump administration to take back 18,000 Indian illegals. That's according to Bloomberg. Weather alert. Please be advised, ice is forecast in the following areas this week. They're expected, but not limited to Chicago, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Los Angeles, and Denver. Paul Malit says, I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make it drink, apparently. So goodbye. Enjoy the coming ice raids. Make sure you're ready for jail if you get in their way. Tom Homan dropping truth bombs. Everyone needs to hear. Get ready, America. Major immigration raids are coming, and it's about time. Unlike the previous administration, which turned a blind eye to the chaos at our border, Trump is ready. And we have this, too. ICE raids coming? No, simply close the taxpayer-funded hotel free-for-alls and scoop them up at their request. Yeah. New York first, please. Really? And sadly, we have to report that a Border Patrol agent was shot and killed by an illegal immigrant in Vermont. According to WCAX3, the suspect is also deceased. But the cringe is in full effect in Chicago. Activists are currently protesting the incoming ICE raids, but they can protest all they want. It's not going to stop what is coming. And we also have this. The Commandant of the U.S. Coast Guard, Linda Fagan, has been terminated over her failure to address border security and her excessive focus on DEI. Bye-bye. Local police in blue cities should be sent out to monitor ICE raids, to enforce the law and ensure civil rights are not violated. Chicago police said they won't assist in Donald Trump's ICE mass deportation raids. They're saying, know your rights and make a plan. Well, if they're here illegally, I mean, come on, what's these people? Elon Musk had this to say 8 hours ago, undermining the U.S. military and border security to spend money on racist, sexist DEI nonsense is no longer acceptable. And he was quote tweeting the dismissal of Admiral Linda Fagan, who oversaw the Coast Guard. Ice raids are in effect today. Is everyone ready for the ice storm blizzard across the Gulf of America? America is back. And check this out. This is remarkable. Michael Yon, call sign Big Honey. A state of emergency. Defund the United Nations. Watch this.
We are at Fort. Today is the 20th of January, 2025. We just watched the inauguration in which President Trump declared a state of emergency on our southern border. We're being invaded. The United States is being invaded. We're being destroyed, right? The main people in charge of the invasion are these guys right here. The organization, the International Organization for Migration, right? That's the ones, United Nations. We are in their headquarters. We are at Fort Clayton, former Fort Clayton in Panama City, Panama. And this is now the Ciudad del Saber, the city of knowledge. This has been taken over by our enemies after Carter gave it away, gave our Panama Canal away, which is just right over there. There's the Panama Canal, that's the Miraflores locks. So our enemies have literally taken over our former headquarters. And so these are the guys. President Trump declared, he's now the president, he declared a state of emergency. These are the guys causing the emergency, straight up. This is their office. They also have an office in New York. They have an office in Tokyo. They have at least two in Bangkok. They're all over the world. They also have a major office in Manila in the Philippines. Their main office, their global office, is in Switzerland. Masako Ganaha, who is holding the camera, has been to that office. They are all over the world. These are the guys invading Canada, United States, Mexico, Panama, Japan. These are the ones. State of emergency. We have now a reason to defund these people and start investigating and putting them in prison.
Defund the United Nations. It's time. So what we're really watching here is the restoration of national sovereignty in real time. But here's the question nobody seems to be asking. If enforcing our immigration laws is somehow extreme, what does it say about the people who've been deliberately not enforcing them? And more importantly, what were they hoping to achieve? Think about that and share your thoughts in the comments below. Where do you stand on these nationwide ICE operations? And while we're talking about standing strong, show your support with our exclusive Mag Avengers gear at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. Let everyone know you stand for law and order. All right. Moving right along. Some more good news on the international front coming in just a moment. I just need to send a note. Sorry. Tell you, so guests coming over, and all these technical problems have pushed the show back a little bit further. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. Mia K dropping $4.99 a hippo character. Thank you, Mia K, for that. Appreciate that. Remember when they told us we had to listen to the World Health Organization? That these unelected bureaucrats in Geneva somehow had the right to tell Americans what to do? Well, that ended today. With one signature, President Trump has completely severed America's ties with the World Health Organization. But here's what's really interesting, and pay attention to this because it matters. Yes, they're panicking. The World Health Organization is literally begging Trump to reconsider. But why? If they're really about global health, what does losing American money, why does it terrify them so much? The answer tells you everything that you need to know. And you know what's worse than the World Health Organization's control over global health? The control that processed carbs and sugars have over your body. Just like Trump is freeing America from the globalist health mandates, you can free yourself from the energy crashes and weight gain caused by inferior protein powders. That's why I trust BioTrust low-carb, clean, premium protein from pasture-raised cows. Visit buildwithgary.com and get a free bag during our special promotion. Take back control of your health, just like America's taking back control from the World Health Organization. That's buildwithgary.com. Okay. We've got a lot to unpack here in this segment. Yes, the World Health Organization, it is officially over. Here is the moment. President Trump flipped them the double bird.
World Health Organization.
What is this one?
Withdrawing from the World Health Organization, sir.
Ooh, that's a big one. So we paid $500 million to World Health when I was here, and I terminated it. China, with 1.4 billion people, we have 350 to pay. We have, nobody knows what we have because so many people came in illegally, but let's say we have 325. They had 1.4 billion. They were paying 39 million, we were paying 500 million. It seemed a little unfair to me. So that wasn't the reason, but I dropped out. They offered me to come back for 39 million. In theory, it should be less than that, but you know. And when Biden came back, they came back for 500 million. He knew that you could have come back for 39 million. They wanted us back so badly, so we'll see what happens.
Mr. President,
Pretty sad to think of it. China pays 39 million and we pay 500 million. And China's a bigger country.
Mr. President, you spoke about inflation today in your remarks. What actions are you taking today that will have a direct impact for Americans on their everyday costs to bring the cost down?
The biggest thing and factor for inflation is energy. They screwed up my energy policy, and then they went back to it. You know, they heard it really badly, and then they went back to it, and they started drilling more, but by that time it was too late. Many of these things that we're signing and that Doug Burgum is going to be signing, and Chris Wright, who's phenomenal at, you know, Energy, Department of Energy. We're going to be taking a lot, we're going to make a lot of money from energy. We have more than anybody else. We're going to make a lot of money from energy. We're going to make a lot of money from tariffs. You know, European Union charges us, they have a VAT tax of 20%, but it's really much higher than that. And that's the equivalent, almost the equivalent of a tariff. And they're tough. They're very tough. They don't take our cars. They don't take our farm product. They don't take almost anything. And yet we take their cars, or we take their farm product. We take a lot from them. So, you know, we have like a $300 billion deficit with the European Union. So we'll straighten that out with either tariffs, or they have to buy our oil. The one thing they can do, oil and gas, the one thing they can do to catch up quickly, buy our oil and gas.
Will you travel?
And they should do that.
Will you travel to China this year?
Yeah, it could be. You know, I've had the
Okay, so speaking of China, you know, we had this interesting moment because obviously Donald Trump, he has just severed ties. And this clip here is so revealing about who really controls the World Health Organization. This woman, I believe, she is from Taiwan. She's a Taiwanese reporter. And she's speaking to somebody in the World Health Organization or the United Nations, one of those globalist groups, asking them about Taiwanese recognition by the World Health Organization as a nation. And his answer, or lack thereof, speaks volumes. Watch this.
The WHO considered Taiwan's membership. Hello?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I couldn't hear your question.
Okay, yeah. Let me repeat the question.
No, that's okay. Let's move to another one then.
Oh, I didn't hear your question. Oh, but let me repeat it. No. Let's just move ahead. He heard the question. I mean, he just admitted he heard the question. And he says, no, let's skip that question and move ahead. But I couldn't hear you, right? Whoa. Watch this again.
the WHO considered Taiwan's membership? Hello?
Wow.
With the
I'm sorry, I can't hear. I couldn't hear your question.
Okay, yeah. Let me repeat the question.
No, that's okay. Let's move to another one then.
Right, because I'm actually curious on talking about Taiwan as well, on Taiwan's case.
And he just ended the call.
The WHO considered.
He ends the call because China doesn't recognize Taiwan's sovereignty. And if he would have gone ahead and admitted the Taiwan into the World Health Organization, or even discuss the topic, he would stand to go against Chinese policy. And that just proves who is in control of the World Health Organization. That clip is so telling. Donald Trump signed an executive order to finally withdraw the United States from the World Health Organization. Official testimony: Bill Gates was behind the World Health Organization power grab. Let's listen in.
Sugar Daddy, the Albanese government continued the Morrison government's campaign to sign away Australian sovereignty to the United Nations World Health Organization, the WHO. Despite the attempt failing, WHO's power grab is ongoing. WHO is not independent. Their owners are corporate donors who contribute most of the WHO budget. WHO's current sugar daddy is Bill Gates, who has made billions out of his investment in the same vaccines that WHO promotes. Gates bought the WHO and they now recommend his products. It is that simple. The head of the WHO is Tedros Ghebreyesus, previously health minister of a terrorist organisation called the Tigray People's Liberation Front, where he used international aid to buy power and punish his enemies. The regions of Ethiopia that Tedros staffed for medical supplies suffered disastrous cholera epidemics in 2006, 2009, 2011. Independent investigators found Tedros was, quote, fully complicit in the terrible suffering and dying that spread in East Africa. He's a killer. WHO is rotting from the head. Last week, Associated Press reported on the WHO sex crime scandal, where WHO staffers sexually exploited girls and women during the Congo's recent Ebola outbreak. Inhuman.
Wow. Bill Gates, there he is, right at the center. A man of great influence. Bill Gates funding all these organizations. $3 billion to Gavi, $4.3 billion to the World Health Organization, $280 million to the Imperial College of London, $243 million to Oxford, $40 million to Professor Chris Whitty, $53 million to BBC Media Action, $155 million to the CDC, and, of course, $18 million right there to Dr. Anthony Fauci at the NIH. Wow. And then we found this. This clip today. This is Tariq Jasarevic begging like a globalist salesman after Donald Trump slammed the door on them.
Preventing the World Health Organization regrets the announcement that the United States of America intends to withdraw from the organization. WHO plays a crucial role in protecting the health and security of the world's people, including Americans, by addressing the root causes of disease, building stronger health systems, and detecting, preventing, and responding to health emergencies, including disease outbreaks, and often in dangerous places where others cannot go. The United States was a founding member of WHO in 1948 and has participated in shaping and governing WHO's work ever since, alongside 193 other member states, including through its active participation in the World Health Assembly and Executive Board. For over 7 decades, WHO and the United States of America have saved countless lives and protected Americans and all people from health threats. Together, we ended smallpox and together we have brought polio to the brink of eradication. American institutions have contributed to and benefited from membership in WHO. With the participation of the United States and other member states, WHO has, over the past 7 years, implemented the largest set of reforms in its history to transform our accountability, cost effectiveness, and impact in countries. This work continues. We hope the United States will reconsider, and we look forward to engaging in constructive dialogue to maintain the partnership between the United States of America and WHO for the benefit of the health and well-being of millions of people around the globe.
No, buddy. Nah, we're good. We're good, man. Appreciate it. Well, thank you. Thank you for your help. But no, we're done, buddy. We're out. Check this out. Just think, Biden and Harris is going to sign over America's sovereignty to the World Health Organization. We dodged a bullet. This is a quote from James Roguski. The Biden administration has agreed with China that the working drafts of the proposed pandemic treaty should be kept secret. They do not want the public to know what each country has proposed. Can you believe that? Oh, and up in Canada, this is what they're saying.
And the Paris Accord. As you know, Donald Trump has withdrawn from the World Health Organization and the Paris Accord. My message to Pierre Poilievre: yes, you're leading in the polls. And yes, you're on track to become the next prime minister. But if you are really trying to put Canada first, you will also do the same as Donald Trump. You'll take a page out of his book and withdraw from the World Health Organization and the Paris Accord. That would be putting Canada first. So, Pierre, until then, stop saying Canada first, because that's what the Canadian people really want. Withdraw from the World Health Organization and the Paris Accord. You say the climate change is a hoax? Prove it. Withdraw from the Paris Accord. Withdraw from the WHO. They shouldn't ever take precedence over the Canadian people and their health. Make it happen, Pierre, and this will secure you a win by an absolute landslide. Let's go. Canada first. As you know,
So
Donald Trump has withdrawn from the...
Our friends in Canada want the same. Who knows what's going to happen there? But right now, I am happy to report that we have now withdrawn from the World Health Organization by executive order day 1. So there you go. Double bird for you, World Health Organization, because party's over. You're not going to keep taking all of our money and telling us what to do. It ain't going to happen. Because Donald Trump is back. America first, not globalists first. So what we're really watching here is the end of an era. The era where global organizations could dictate American health policy. But here's the question nobody's asking. If the World Health Organization is really about protecting global health, why do they seem more interested in protecting certain countries' reputations during the pandemic? And why are they so desperate to keep American money flowing? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear what you think about America's break with the World Health Organization. And while we're talking about breaking free, make a statement with our exclusive Mag Avengers collection at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. Show the world you support American independence. All right. Woo! We did it, folks. We got through it all. We got through it all. Oh, what's this? What is this? Let's see what we're going to check the news feed real quick, and then I got to bounce. But take a look. What happened here? Trump is back. Something happened at his infrastructure announcement moments ago.
If you look at the American public is tired of it. Take a look at the election And we had 1,500. We have 16 under review. As you know, we commuted about 16 of them because it looks like they could have done things that were not acceptable for a full pardon. But these people have served years of jail, and their lives have been ruined. And in many cases, listen to me for a second. Stop interrupting. They served years in jail, and if you look at the American public is tired of it. Take a look at the election.
Stop interrupting. Listen to me, folks. We are back. America is back. The Doge is in effect. Let's see what else is going on here. Robert Barnes, Revolutionary Blackout Network, Lee Camp, ceasefire begins. Trump fielding 55 minutes of off-the-cuff questions from reporters as a reminder of his years of watching Ed Koch and Rudy Giuliani do similar at New York City Hall, just weighing in widely on the news of the day. Wow. Okay. I've got to bounce, folks. I don't know what this picture. I'll leave you with this, huh? I'll leave you with this. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Day 2 of Trump's return to power. What a day it's been. Let's recap what we've witnessed because it's important. In just 24 hours, we've seen the most aggressive series of executive actions in modern American history. The deep state is being dismantled piece by piece. Security clearances revoked, and bureaucrats who put woke ideology above American security are being shown the door. That happened. We've watched as 1,500 January 6th defendants walked free, reuniting with their families in what many are calling a historic correction of justice. The same people who lectured us about criminal justice reform are suddenly very concerned about law and order. Isn't that interesting? The left, predictably in full meltdown mode. They're calling for impeachment before the ink is even dry on Trump's executive orders. They're seeing fascist salutes and simple waves to the crowd. Their hysteria would be comical if it wasn't so revealing. Meanwhile, ICE agents are deploying across the country, finally enforcing the immigration laws that have been deliberately ignored for 4 years. And the World Health Organization, well, they're learning what happens when you try to control American health policy from Geneva. But none of this would be possible without you, our viewers, our supporters, the patriots who refuse to be silenced. Your super chats, your Rumble rants tonight have been incredible. Thank you to everyone and all of our supporters who contributed to tonight's discussion. And speaking of support, if you believe in what we're doing here, we need your help to keep the show going. As you see, we got some internet problems, right? So visit the donation link in the description. Remember, we're fighting against billion-dollar media corporations with armies of lawyers. Every dollar counts in this fight for truth. Before you go, head to shop.nextnewsnetwork.com and check out our exclusive line of MAG Avengers gear. Make a statement and show the world where you stand. Remember to tell your friends about us. Share the stream. The algorithm might try to suppress us, but they can't stop word of mouth. This is the raw feed. It's as raw as it's going to get. I'm Gary Franchi, and we'll see you next time.